From political connections to Teamsters Union power player, Anthony Provenzano rose to the top of the Genovese crime family before his downfall in racketeering charges and ties to the mysterious disappearance of Jimmy Hoffa. In this video, we'll analyze the rise and fall of the popular Anthony Provenzano. Reign of Tony Pro. Anthony Provenzano, also known as Tony Pro, was a powerful figure in the American Mafia. As reported by world-famous people, Anthony Provenzano was a senior member of the Genovese crime family New Jersey faction. He was known by his nickname Tony Pro, and rose to prominence as a powerful leader of International Brotherhood of Teamsters for Local 560 in New Jersey. He served as the head of the Genovese crime family in New York from the 1960s until his death in 1988. Provenzano was involved in a wide variety of criminal operations, including racketeering, extortion, loan sharking, and murder.
He's a murderer.
He was known for his ability to evade law enforcement and was given the nickname Tony Ducks, because he would duck whenever he came within sight of a law enforcement official. Provenzano was also linked to the 1975 disappearance and murder of Jimmy Hoffa, one that became part of the reason for this fall. We'll tell you more about his ties to Jimmy Hoffa later in the video. Despite his criminal activities, Provenzano was able to exert significant influence and power during his time as a mob boss. The Jimmy Hoffa conspiracy still remains as a conspiracy, or a mere rumor. Rise of Tony Pro. Political ties. Anthony Provenzano had deep ties to a variety of political leaders, including New Jersey lawmakers such as Senator Harrison Williams, and he was known to have extensive political contacts. Because of his relationship, he was able to exercise influence over government leaders and obtain access to possibilities such as government contracts. He furthered his illicit operations with the use of his political connections, which he also utilized to shield himself from legal scrutiny. Through the use of his political connections, he was able to control the movement of both money and products, as well as exercise influence on other labor unions and even witness. Provenzano would intimidate witnesses into giving wrong testimonies. Stay with us to learn more about this. Involvement in Teamsters Union. In the course of his extensive involvement in the Teamsters organization, Provenzano rose through the ranks to become the national vice president of the Eastern Conference of the Union. He used his position in the union to advance his illegal operations. If you're interested in learning more about the inner workings of New York's mafia and the powerful figures that ran them, be sure to subscribe to our channel for in-depth analysis and historical insights. From the rise and fall of Anthony Provenzano to the ongoing legacy of the five families, our channel offers a unique look into the world of organized crime. So don't miss out and subscribe now.
I never miss.
Fall from grace. Racketeering charges. Provenzano was arrested on racketeering charges in the 1980s, which included claims of extortion, loan sharking, and bribery. These charges stemmed from the alleged involvement of Provenzano in illegal activities. Because of these allegations, he was found guilty and sentenced to jail in the end. The Racketeering Influenced and Corrupt Organizations (RICO Act), which was created in 1970 in order to pursue organized crime leaders like Provenzano, led to the filing of the accusations against him. These charges were brought about as a consequence of the RICO Act. Witness intimidation. Provenzano was known for using intimidation tactics to silence witnesses and prevent them from testifying against him. He would threaten, harm, or bribe potential witnesses to keep them from sharing any information that could incriminate him. This tactic was crucial in protecting him from prosecution and helped him maintain his power within the criminal underworld.
More power!
However, his use of witness intimidation ultimately led to him being charged with obstruction of justice and witness intimidation. This played a role in his fall from grace, as it led to increased scrutiny of his activities by law enforcement and added to the charges he was facing. It also damaged his reputation among his peers and made it harder for him to continue operating. FBI investigations. The FBI's investigations were a significant factor in Provenzano's fall from grace. For many years, the FBI had been investigating Provenzano and his criminal activities, gathering evidence, and building a case against him. The Racketeering Influenced and Corrupt Organizations (RICO Act), which was passed in 1970, provided the legal framework to prosecute organized crime figures such as Provenzano.
We're still investigating.
Investigating?
The The RICO Act allowed the FBI to charge Provenzano with multiple crimes. The FBI's investigation was relentless and comprehensive, and eventually led to Provenzano's arrest and conviction. The evidence gathered by the FBI during their investigation was crucial in securing Provenzano's conviction and his subsequent imprisonment. The FBI's role in Provenzano's downfall cannot be underestimated. It was a significant factor in bringing him to justice.
Justice system, yeah?
Ties to Jimmy Hoffa. Jimmy Hoffa, the previous president of the Teamsters Union, was last seen in 1975. Provenzano had a strong relationship with Hoffa. It was commonly thought that Hoffa had been the victim of a murder carried out by the mafia, and Provenzano was suspected of being engaged in the crime. His affiliation with Hoffa, who was a contentious figure, contributed to his fall from grace since it led to heightened scrutiny of his actions on the part of law enforcement. Hoffa was a prominent member of the Teamsters Union. Could it be that Anthony Provenzano killed Jimmy for his prominence? Find out in our video on the possibility of Tony Pro killing Jimmy Hoffa.